Fast forward, any come out Chinese so how engage politics are winning. Podcast stories are trending because make headlines. Any gym red, any ADB exomo, say, aha, a political avenue. Young Imbra young Simu. Bawumia, young Simwa. A year, Dr. Bawumia, maybe a chemu with the oil for good and a good for oil. Good for oil, mum. A buy. Na Menoka say, current administration, and say, Katashe, any prayibi, can be a corso. And Menoka say, Imani Ghana, call for forensic auditor, Unia Enyasem Kotoakra. Menoka say, Dr. Bawumia, you who shina, oh baby, I wouldn't trick ever. Menoka say, Yamongra Yensim, near when you call any deba, AGH Politics Avenue.
Africa and the coalition of oversight institutions are demanding a forensic audit into Ghana's Gold for Oil program, alleging a review has pointed to revenue leakages and incentives for smuggling. Selected trading companies have also been identified for having opaque ownership posing launder risks. The previous government introduced a policy last year to deal with exchange rate fluctuations and stabilize fuel prices in the country. Let's take a closer look at the concerns as have been raised by Imani Africa for you this afternoon. And key amongst them, the revelations center on governance breakdown in the gold butter. What Imani and these coalition of oversight institutions have found out following their review is that there was no foundational contract between the Bank of Ghana and the Precious Minerals Marketing Company, PMMC, allowing discretionary foreign exchange practices, weak pricing controls, and incentives for smuggling. There's a bit more. Now, they find some more in terms of revenue leakages in fuel imports as well. And this is what they found out, that Ghana is exposed to an estimated 7.2 billion cedis in fiscal losses due to missing documentation and check exemptions and boss dominant rule. And that's the bulk oil transportation. Now they changed their name to boss. And then high risk international suppliers as well. Selected trading companies were flagged for opaque ownership, sanction-sensitive flows, and money laundering risks. What are they recommending? That the current administration commissions a comprehensive forensic audit, that there should be the initiation of clawbacks and prosecutions, and then the enforcement of transparency and reform. Let's move away from this now because it is a basic human right, yet millions the world over do not enjoy this necessity. According to the United Nations Habitat, out of every 8 persons today, at least 3 do not have access to adequate housing, and out of every 4 persons, at least 1 is living in an informal settlement or slum. In this report, Portia Gabo looks at homelessness and how innovative housing solutions could be key to addressing the global housing crisis.
According to UN Habitat, adequate housing is more than shelter. It is the foundation for human dignity, health, safety, and opportunity. Yet today, 2.8 billion people experience some form of housing inadequacy. 1.1 billion live in informal settlements and slums, and more than 300 million are homeless.
We can't build a livable world if people don't have a place to live. Housing is a human right. It is a public good, and it is crucial to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
At 1 a.m., female headquarters, popularly referred to as Kayayi, have made the street of Tema Station their home because they lack accommodation after migrating from different parts of the country, especially the northern sector to Accra, to make ends meet.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine.
We are not okay here. It is not our wish to be out here. We are at the mercy of the weather. When it rains, we have to stand all night until it stops. We don't have accommodation here. If we had decent and affordable accommodation, we will be okay.
Here, wives, grandmothers, aunties, sisters, pregnant and nursing mothers, and even babies sleep in the open despite the risk.
Some unscrupulous people worry us here. They sexually abuse us and rob us.
During the day, this same location serves as a bus terminal. At night, the women call it home.
Those who even have a place to sleep, like they rented, very difficult because the landlord, they are facing problem with the landlord because it's a fixed price they were given to them. Every Saturday you have to pay your room or Friday. So now, in case you go to market for the whole week and you haven't get anything, what will happen? You will be rejected by the landlord.
The homeless situation does not only affect the female porters, but cuts across different demographics.
I sell youth clothes at Katamanto. I don't have a place to sleep. That is why I sleep on the street.
Some key causes of homelessness include poverty, unemployment, and lack of affordable housing. For those who cannot pay rent, they settle for wooden structures in slum communities. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, about 4.8 million people are living in slums in the country.
57% of households are in urban areas. 46.1% of households exhibit slum conditions. 29.5% of urban households live in slum neighborhoods. 30.7% of our urban population are living in slums, compared to the global average of 24.7% and sub-Saharan African average of 53.9% over the same period.
Here, one can rent a wooden structure for as low as 50 cedis a month, but this comes without basic social amenities like water, sanitation, and toilet facilities.
Here is my kitchen. Here I cook. And here is my bath.
Affordable accommodation should be at the forefront of sustainable development. In the midst of the global housing crisis, some innovations such as the use of shipping containers reused as homes could be a potential solution.
Convert a shipping container to a regular home, insulate, have your electricity, have your plumbing pipes in. It's relatively, I would say 50% less expensive than a brick and mortar.
Beyond these innovative solutions, governments the world over must invest in truly affordable housing schemes and land trusts to help the homeless and vulnerable who cannot afford to pay rent. Indeed, affordable housing is more than just brick and mortar or a physical structure. It's about safety, dignity, and identity. Portia Gabo, TV3 News, Accra.
You're still here on News Central live on TV3. Now, a quick reminder that the Ghana Premier League is home on TV3. Every week, TV3 will give you 3 live GPL matches, the biggest games, the fiercest rivalries, and the brightest stars brought straight to your screens with world-class coverage. But that's not all. We set the stage with our GPL dire, as we have just, enumerated. Is that not the reason, why your government should immediately declare a state of emergency in these areas, these hotspots?
In fact, personally speaking, from my personal point of view, when you declare a state of emergency, you announce that I have declared a state of emergency. What next? Will that solve the problem immediately?
What do you think?
That is just a statement. It must be followed with an action. A clear action, a clear pathway directed at arresting the situation. And that is what we are doing. So the last time the president engaged the media, he was very articulate, very frank on this matter, that efforts are underway. We have not exhausted our efforts, our opportunities to deal with the challenge. So let's confront the challenge, hold on, deal with the challenge. And then when at some stage we realize that we have done our best, but we are unable to contain it, then we go to that extent.
Let's have a quick chat on the back of that development. Wjourd=TEÈ is my colleague who's joined us from the Tema Community 1 market. George has been gauging from these traders and customers also about how they feel, their perspective on the toxins that have been discovered in our soils and food crops. George, we know you've been interacting with some of these traders and customers or buyers in the market. Talk to us about what you have picked up so far.
A very good afternoon. I'm coming to you live from Presi.JDM here at Tema Community 1. And we're actually here to assess the health of some of these farm produce. And this very, plantain is coming all the way from Dorso. And I'm told that it's also a place where illegal mining takes place. And so people or consumers that come to these markets are quite apprehensive because they can't really tell what exactly they're going to take because they don't have testers to test whether these, food stuff are healthy or not. But let me also engage these traders how they feel about this very revelation by the Pure Environment and EPA about the toxins that are found in this food produce. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're TV3 live. The entire about the say, say, you Casa, once it's a galam say, high in the money, Johnny cry, yet one to affection. And it's an old card they say, no, what's this we say, what you
as I say, Crown, body on a crown, maybe a body on the galam say, and I said, no, lipid, no,
make it.
A science so now, my name said, and see a poor much on Mama on your disease found. That's how come the baby and I'm so glad this year.
It's yours.
It's yours. Kata have to pass me. Kata say, you saw the amount that you like out to put the answer. It's all, you saw no problem. That's in one, so the many part. The many part of the
my sister, they be away say, I call the bad marketer, it be a debate 1 month, I will have to say a front them. And then so,
I don't know.
Say the channel, I feel the abaco and tribune, sir.
Oh, and sister. And sister now. A baha. Sister, what channel with your baha? A bit with your drogus.
Okay.
Let him have brain.
Okay, my sister. It's sister, I'm saying, you can't hear from
I almost thought Mama was talking serious.
Okay, so she's a trader here. She's concerned about the revelations of course. And so there's this fear that even there'll be water shortage. Clearly, it's all about food security. And so the agency to tackle the illegal mining menace is quite of great concern to her. But let's just take you through the market and engage more of these traders. Mommy, good afternoon. You are live on TV3. I'm saying, who is saying?
I'm saying,
oh, Mama to Galamsen. Mommy, I didn't say I hear of a mouth. Oh, I hear of the Mommy is doing you. What is guiding? It is Galamsen and I can never say, Jan, Savia, Sardia, when the person is kind of what you know, that dream about her first own.
And the engine to
it's of course the same guy.
So, Mama,
I say enjoy too. These are not, healthy commentaries on this money, it's all because of money. But some. Okay, so mommy, I can't galamse once. It's automobile. It's Sicilian galamse as say your money. It's the best way to be done.
And send them a day. What would you say? What be a super puppet? When you mind yet, so lucky. Galamse ma fatana for the good Anna. Mama to galamse now. Then na yenya kasa ti memu for you to galamse among play.
Mommy, I tell you, you can't know. Mommy.
Galamse,
Mommy, it's not good. Mommy, Mama wants someone. Mommy, Mama wants to do. Mommy, Mama wants to someone. Maybe they were galamse here for me. So, what do you say?
Me pacho. As I want to to galamse.
Baby, Binia.
I just say no.
And so papa.
I just say no.
Sense of Ghana what I mean.
Ghana what I am.
Ghana what.
Such what I am. There's a question to galamse. Yes, such what I am no ma enye.
What me tell you? Start doing first of all. You are all you should have got it. I don't start. I don't want to check it. Mommy, no. It's not start. Mommy. Yeah, you are like Mr. One. Sister One in the room. So these are not healthy comments. I don't understand what she's saying, but you can clearly tell that Galamsey is of great concern. It should be tackled as soon as possible, Kennedy.
Well, George, have you been able to determine from these women where their produce come from, whether or not they know about this report that states that there are toxins in the food crops that are coming from these areas?
Okay, so Kamini, so this plantain here is coming all the way from Gulf and Akufo, and I'm told that, yeah, illegal mining activities take place there. So clearly, I cannot really tell whether, it has toxins in here, but it's a place where illegal mining takes place. So, let's give it some sort of probability. Some, can find itself here in the market. But most of the consumers that I spoke to are clearly also concerned. They cannot really come with tests to test whether these are healthy products, but they can only be concerned. They will pray that, they're also told that, Ghana gems do not come like, foreign gems. So they all can only be concerned. They can't do much. They don't have testers. And so this is, let's say, a mess back of the feelings from traders and consumers if it comes to Tema market. Presi.JDM.
Very well, George. We'll leave it here. George Quinn joined us from the Tema Community 1 market. I want to take that conversation now over to the Ghana Agric Chamber of Commerce president, who is Philip Abayori. Philip, good afternoon to you. It's good to see you after so many years. But Philip, listen, you just heard from the women, right? They say that, out of three people we spoke to, two of them say that people should go on with the galamsey because they can't find jobs to do, very oblivious of the impact of the mercury and the arsenic and the lead on our food crops. How does that come to you?
Yeah, this galamsey issue has been a national issue which is being discussed for many, many years. And we think that there should be a holistic approach to this galamsey issue because it's being done in communities far away from the cities, but the impact of it is across board. And we think that we should look at how to regulate this trade properly because policing it is not going to be easy. It's so wide an area in the country, remote, and its operators are very, very skillful in the terrain than all of us. But there is a window of opportunity that we can use regulation. First of all, we will advise that we should register all the galamseyers and issue cards to them. We register them, you are a galamseyer, we register you, you do a 2 weeks training. We have the Stakwa School of Mines. They are doing this just haphazardly. They don't know what they are doing. They are able to capture gold using chemicals here and there. Once we finish registering them, then they do a 2 weeks course. Government will designate an area or the district that this 2 kilometer square land or 1 kilometer is where you can dig for gold. Now, we get expertise to provide processing plants, a processing plant, a water system, people who know how to manage and clean this gold with the chemicals and they can store the water and they can recycle this water so that it doesn't leach into the main rivers. So now we know, we have a Herculean tax, but we have to.
I see. And that's a different angle you're introducing into the conversation around the fight against galamsey, right? But the general call has been that let's declare a state of emergency in these galamsey corners. I see. Why do you think so? Why do you think that your suggestion will work better?
Let me tell you. You know the wide as the country is. You declare a state of emergency, then they will go and shoot people and kill so that the government will get a bad name, and then there will be chaos in the country. Assuming your brother was there and he shot, but just a passerby, and they say it's a galamsey. You don't know the people you are fighting against, and we are saying go and register them. Get to identify that these are the people. Those who refuse to register are now illegal. Then we use those who have registered to police those who don't want to register, because we have created an opportunity. You can't go and mine. The excavators that are going around, we can say that we don't want any excavator. Since we have registered you, the excavators down now will be used to be owned by Gold Board. So if you want an excavator to go and do a place, there are trackers in the excavator. They'll give you the excavator, they'll give you an operator, you go and work at wherever you are supposed to work. At the end of the day, after mining, reclamation will be done, another new site is given to these people. We need to be responsible because we want to benefit from the gold. We also want to preserve the environment. And let me tell you, you are sleeping in the night, people are waking up. You understand? The worst is that in somebody's room, they will dig a 2 kilometer, you don't know mine, they will dig a 2 kilometer hole in somebody's room and appear somewhere and be doing galamsey.
So then they will work through tunnels. But let's look at, the impact we're seeing so far. We've seen that report that says that they're finding high levels of dangerous chemicals.
We ain't some who do Timoko so channel so. I'm not so dear. I will have a sense of what in their dumbi edumania. Only a best shame, Yasumo Constant Cosocra.